la prisión. Wilson
Yo,
Manyoma.
move that thing out the way so I can see us some type of shit. Oh my God. Masters of None, episode 48. Good Lord, this has been a trying episode.
Undoubtedly the most frustrating one.
The most frustrating. We definitely we had to change gear, use backup gear. But, you know, that's why the champs, this is what separates the men from the boys. Who packs it in and then just agrees to not film or not shoot or not stream at all? Not us. We don't do that. Instead, we try and we persevere. That's what we do, because we ain't little bitches.
Yeah, I was right on the edge. Like, if we would have, like, if this wouldn't have worked, I was like, all right.
Yep. This is it.
Tonight's not the night.
This is where I get off.
Yeah. All right, Masters of None, episode 48.
Episode 48, man.
Starting it off, I'm going right into the fucking shit we came here to talk about today. Because we've been fucking off for like 45 minutes trying to get this shit.
Nobody's
working.
been fucking off. We've been sitting here working our asses off.
Well, not necessarily fucking off, but just trying to get this whole entire thing to work.
Back to the beer. This right here is a Montauk brew, a Montauk local brew, and it's called Possum. It's a special brew, double India Pale Ale, and it's made. It's brewed in support of ARF, which is the Animal Rescue Fund of the Hamptons. So just figured I'd just plug it. You know, I love the dogs. I love the little babies with the 4 legs and the fur.
Yeah, it's an organization named ARF, not a dog named ARF. Like
yeah, it's an organization named ARF because what do dogs do? They bark. And what does a bark sound like? ARF.
ARF.
Thank you.
ARF.
You sound like the dog got stepped on. I sounded like someone was at the door. See what I'm saying? It's two different
That's how
kinds.
I feel on the inside. That bark represents my soul right now.
See, listen, man, you know, we're pushing through. I feel bad for everybody that's been tuning in for an hour and a half and hasn't gotten no fucking, you know, everybody goddamn.
Can we get through our first wave of what we were going to talk about?
Go for it.
Okay. And I just want to, I'm not even remotely excited about it anymore. Nokia's 20th anniversary, they're releasing another fucking brick phone.
That they are, my friend.
I don't know if anybody will buy it, but
I'm going to buy one just because it has the old original Snake programmed on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that one of the selling points?
Yeah.
What I would love to know is how much they're going to charge for it.
I don't know. It depends what a hipster is going to be willing to pay.
I wonder what the other ones are even worth. Like, I wonder what the OG ones are worth. This is definitely going to undoubtedly bring the price up on the old ones. You know what's going to happen now?
What's going to happen?
There's going to be like a slew of dickheads buying the old Nokia brick phone and just stunting on you when you see them in the streets. You'll be like, oh, is that new Nokia 20th anniversary brick phone? They're like, nah, this is an OG one. This is the throwback.
Listen, you guys got a retro. I got a vintage.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
There's a difference.
There's a difference. You know, but big things this week. We got some decent things to talk about. First of all, I think we should start with Joe Rogan kind of holding it down for all the people that just want the media to stop playing games.
How crazy was that interview?
Stop playing games, media, because every now and then you run into somebody that has fuck you money and that doesn't have to listen to what everybody is trying to force people to say. And Dr. Sanjay Gupta was on the Joe Rogan Experience this week. And if you don't know who he is, he's actually a neurologist. And as a neurologist, he's a neurologist, and he actually is CNN's, like, one of CNN's main contributors, you know, when it comes to medicine, or just, you know, it's their go-to for if they want to talk shit about medicine. They're like, hey, but we got a doctor here, so we can say what we want. You know, like, that's pretty much what he is over there.
Is that what all right, so real quick, is he an advisor there? Or is he like a figure? Is he like, this is our doctor?
Like Dr. Oz?
Is he like, you know, the weather guy's the meteorologist?
Yeah.
Is he the doctor?
You mean like those guys really do?
I'm not talking shit about meteorologists.
All right, but
I'm just saying that there's meteorologists, there's anchors, and are there doctors now?
He's their medical contributor. You know, whenever they have somebody on that's like,
but is he more of a reporter, or is he somebody who?
He's a fucking doctor. He's a practicing physician.
Okay,
he's actually still
I don't know
practicing.
This fucking guy.
He's currently still practicing. So, he goes on to Joe Rogan Experience, and you know, he starts off with, you know, the key points that doctors want to talk about with Joe Rogan about. I changed my stance on medical marijuana. I believe you should be able to, it's a medicine. Should be able to take, smoke a little, have a little toke.
Has many medicinal values.
So that's where they started. And then it eventually led to, talks of the shmamic and that COVID-19 that people were getting sick and some people dying. So they talk about Joe Rogan's case and Gupta was talking about the vaccine and how the vaccine, he started kind of talking in a couple of circles. He said that you can, you get the vaccine and you should get vaccinated so that you don't spread it. So then Joe Rogan's like, but if you get the vaccine, you can still spread it, right? And he's like, well, the viral load is much lower and shit. He's like, but, it's you can still spread it, yes. So he's like, okay. Then they get into Joe Rogan's case, and Joe Rogan was like, yeah, I had it. He's like, you did have it, correct? He said, yeah, I had it. He said, and now I have natural immunity. I wasn't vaccinated. He's like, they try to demonize me. He said, but what they didn't say is I was back up on my feet in 2 days. He said, I was fine in 5 days, working out in 6. I was back in the gym on the 6th day. So he talks about the angle of him not, people not promoting being healthier in order to help you recover from COVID. But then he brings up how they said from the ivermectin, because if anybody knows, Joe Rogan stated publicly he was treated with monoclonal antibodies. He was treated with antibiotic treatments. He was treated with vitamins and supplements, IV drips. He was treated with something that has become controversial called ivermectin, which is a medication that has been used in a lot of people safely and therapeutically.
Say billions of people.
I don't know about that. Joe Rogan said billions. I'm not going to throw a number on it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have been treated with it for different things.
The doctor said over a quarter of a million.
He said over a quarter of a billion.
Oh, is that what he said? Over a quarter of a billion people.
So that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So because of that, it kind of came to light CNN's statements and CNN's words regarding Joe Rogan receiving ivermectin as treatment. And they straight up said, this is a drug for cattle. The FDA and the CDC advises against using this medication as treatment for COVID and that it's not effective. So other anchors went on to say that they called it horse dewormer, saying that Joe Rogan was taking horse dewormer and he was taking medication that was not for humans, which all of this is a lie.
Yeah. And as their doctor, he probably should be the guy that steps in and says
exactly.
Hey, that's not true.
Exactly. Why else would he be there?
And Joe Rogan kind of called him out. Well, he doesn't kind of call him out. He
called
really
him out on it. He said, yeah. He said, your network said that. He said, yeah. He said, oh, yeah. He said, he said, does that concern you? He said, yeah, it should concern you. He said, you're a doctor. He's like, you're the medical guy over there. What do you think of this? Asked him straight up. And he's like, well, it really shouldn't. And he's like, no, it's a lie. Joe Rogan even told him it's defamatory. He said, is that not defamatory? And he's like, well, I don't know if it's defamatory. He said, I'm pretty sure it is. Meaning, I talked to a couple lawyers, and they said, "What y'all playing with fire over there, boy."
Was that when he said to Jamie on another podcast? Was that when he was saying, do I got to sue those guys over there?
He said, "Can I sue them? Should I sue them?" He was joking, but that's defamatory.
Was that the case though?
What?
That was the case that he was referring to.
What case?
When CNN said that he was taking fucking.
That's the statement that they were saying. So then he asked Sanjay Gupta. He said, was that a lie? And he said, well, he said yes or no. Was that a lie? What CNN said. And he said, yeah, well, they shouldn't have said that. I was like, damn. Get him, son. This is what happens when you ain't on your scripted, pre-produced shows. You went on the Wild West. You came in the podcast circuit, and this is where the shit really gets down.
Yeah.
So anybody, listen to me. When we tell you some shit on here, it's never going to be biased because we really don't give a fuck. We don't have any vested interest in what your guy's opinion is. We have nothing to gain from swaying people's opinion, from selling people on content. We have nothing to gain from that.
If anything, I'm losing money selling this content.
Yeah, seriously, but it's like this is not the pre-produced news. So there you go, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Welcome to the fuck fest.
The live. Remember when I forgot who Joe Rogan had on there, and I think they had eaten like a brownie or smoked like a little bit of a joint, and he was like, "Man, can we cut that out?" And he's like, "Cut it out. We're live, bitch. We're live."
He said, "Cut it out. Cut it out. We're live, bitch.
We're live." Dude,
damn, son, I'm getting on Instagram, yo.
Did you?
Everybody left the goddamn chat.
Did you read the article that I sent about the dude who put the rattlesnakes in his? He rented rattlesnakes to put in his house to kill his wife.
You need to do that shit right now.
Yo,
talk about it right now.
I had an update on it. They found over 100 rattlesnakes in that motherfucker's house, bro.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I'll read
you
guys a little bit.
We're live right now
article.
on our Instagram because I expect everybody that was in here before to come on back if you got a minute. And if you pop in here, all I'm going to do is redirect you. Tell them. All you're going to do is redirect their ass.
I'm going to hit you with the redirect.
You're getting redirected.
So let me pull up the article real quick. Not the article. Let's pull up my notes on the article. This wasn't in the States before we get too crazy. Damn, where was it? Let's see. Hold on. Should be a find button on here. Find. Okay, here it was.
Okay.
Man, the title, this is what dragged me to the article. Man rented deadly cobras to kill his wife, steal her gold jewelry, and marry another woman. That's the headline. An Indian man who reportedly rented deadly cobras to kill his wife when she was asleep so he could steal her gold jewelry and marry another woman has been found guilty.
Guilty of what?
I guess
conspiracy to commit murder by rattlesnake?
Because it says that he allegedly hired snakes and snake catchers.
What? So he should have hired snake charmers.
That's
what he should have did.
He hired snake catchers to catch some snakes. Then he rented them. He put them in his house to kill his wife. End of story.
God damn, son.
It's just pretty interesting.
There are easier ways to go about that.
That's my whole entire thing. The article itself, it's like, yeah, it's terrible, but I don't really I don't want to say I don't really give a fuck, but I don't really care.
You don't really give a fuck.
Too much, right? But the most interesting thing about it is like out of any way, because rattlesnakes don't just make it into the house, especially not a bunch of them. They're not animals that live in colonies. They live alone. You never see a couple snakes together.
No, that's a good point.
They don't. They live alone.
That's a good way to kill yourself, trying to kill your wife.
It's a really good way of killing yourself, but not a good way to kill your wife.
You're going to end up killing yourself trying to kill your wife. Imagine trying to tell a rattlesnake to get this bitch.
How do you think he even did it? Do you think he just left him around the house and he was like, oh, I'm going to work?
He's like, I hate you. Go get her. And the snake's like, sitting in the dining room.
Yo, how much of a gangster is that dude's wife that he had to kill her with rattlesnakes so he could marry another woman? He couldn't leave.
I'll tell you what, man. Listen, she wouldn't play no games.
He probably still can't go.
Yeah.
He probably still not allowed to leave you, and you're still not allowed to marry that woman.
You still ain't, bro. Now he's
going to jail.
Yeah, now you're going to jail and you're still married to her.
Yeah.
What now? You lost.
You not got another. I love how the article mentioned that he wanted to steal her gold. She had a fucking treasure chest in her room.
Who wrote that shit? Where's that from, bro? That's what I want to know. What the fuck is the source on this?
I'm almost positive I sourced it. I'm almost positive I did.
What's the source?
The Indian Express reported. The Indian Express.
Is that like the Polar Express?
In India. The Indian Express. Look, boom.
Interesting. Oh, I expected to see a little smoking train. I swear to God.
No smoking train.
Right.
Different kind of express.
Different.
Yeah, this is express. Bro,
What's
next
up?
thing I wanted to fucking talk about, that mom. Did you hear about the mom that was partying with kids?
I heard a little bit about it.
So
was it like that movie Ma?
Apparently there's this a mom was charged with hosting secret and dangerous teen parties. A California mother is facing 39 criminal charges after she was throwing illegal parties for her teenage son and mostly his friends who were 14 and 15 years old. Bro, she was giving these dudes alcohol. She was letting them drive their car. She was encouraging, sex things between these kids, which I'm not gonna fucking even almost touch
up until her weird little sexual part.
Yeah.
I
That
was
house
like,
sounded lit, right?
I was like, damn, yo. I was like, I know mad parents that should get locked up. I had a handful of crazy ass friends who had crazy ass parents like that.
That's
Yo,
why
I
I
knew
brought
a
this
dude
up.
that used to gut Dutches on the living room floor.
What did he do?
He used to split a Dutch and dump it on the floor and just kick it around.
In a carpet?
In his mom's living room. Yo, how crazy is that shit? You ever heard of some shit like that?
Bro, that's why I brought this up, because I read this article and I'm like, yo, this could have happened multiple times in my neighborhood.
Bro.
Because everybody's got a friend whose mom don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Or she just works a lot.
Yeah.
You know, she works, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and you're always home or whatever. I never had the Dutch gut in the living room.
Yo, he
But
used to gut Dutches in the crib.
That's crazy.
On the floor.
Who's cleaning that up?
Nobody.
But I've definitely been to houses with like a gang of dogs and roaches, and it's just like, yo, you just live here alone and shit?
Yeah, like what the hell, bro?
You know, you open the microwave and there's just nothing but like remnants of exploded Pop-Tarts and cockroaches.
Yeah, bro. Parents are on a bender somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when you grow up, you're like, that was wild, wild shit. Yo, I knew a dude where his parents used to get cases of 40s and bring them to the party.
For the kids?
Yup. Cases of 40s, yo. It was lit. The crazy thing is, nobody ever got hurt over there.
Yeah.
As crazy as his parents were, they made sure everybody was safe and not getting in trouble. Like, if anybody started to get too drunk, they'd like cut them off and like put them in a bedroom and be like, go to sleep. You know, and
You
it's
think
like,
that's where this mom fucked up? She wasn't cutting these kids off?
yeah, that's
She
it.
probably
Yeah.
had a gang of parties. She said that she was like telling the kids they got to keep it secrets and shit.
I'm gonna tell you where she fucked up. Doing that shit in 2021.
Yeah.
That's where that is not gonna fly, bro. If you see anything that people used to get away with back in the day like that, you can't even come close to doing that anymore.
Yeah, it's 100% true.
Bro, you can't even hurt the wrong person's feelings.
You can't hurt you can hurt some people's feelings.
Exactly. You can't hurt the wrong person's feelings.
Yep.
That's worse than like an attempted murder.
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy. Like, you could come out with a felony and get a job faster than you can after offending the wrong person.
You offend the wrong person and get canceled, you'll never work again.
Bro, that shit is crazy,
They'll
man.
just fire you from your
crazy.
job for
Shit's
having an
crazy.
opinion.
It's wild, man. It
Isn't
really is
that
wild.
crazy?
And this is why it's so important when you have people like Joe Rogan that has that fuck you money.
Did you see the chick from Netflix that got suspended?
No.
When Netflix published, when they put out Dave Chappelle's last show, she went on Twitter and expressed her disappointment in Netflix. And then her and somebody else try to storm like this director level meeting that they weren't like invited to, and like make a scene, and they were just like, oh, word? Yeah, y'all could just go. And then they got suspended, and then like some articles are posting it like the two people who spoke out about transgender injustice at Netflix were just suspended. And Netflix was like, they were like, we encourage our people to express the way they feel.
Yeah.
They were suspended because they tried to join a meeting that they wasn't invited to.
Yeah.
Nor did they meet the criteria to sit there. So we had to let them go.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Netflix is swinging a huge dick right now.
Yo, they are swinging a huge dick. And you know what's funny? They were like, what? Oh no, we all got coffee. Oh, y'all are angry.
Yeah.
You can go now. You can go.
Suspended.
They're fucking up our whole Illuminati meeting. Get them out of here.
Dude, it's I would love to know the numbers of like lost subscribers or gained subscribers. I don't think,
bro, nobody's going anywhere.
That's the thing. But this brings us back to what we always talk about, and how like
it's too ingrained in people's lives.
If people just listen, if people really wanted Netflix to take down Dave Chappelle's shit, cancel your Netflix. If you really feel strongly about it, cancel that shit. And if you guys all cancel it, maybe they'll take it down. If they lose enough money, they'll take it down. At the end of the day, these companies, they're not doing this because they want to provide a service. They're doing this to make money. And they're providing a service as a result, you know? So if they're not making money, then they're going to do whatever they have to do to get that business back. So, if you really, and this is not about Netflix, this is about anything. Anything. If you don't like the fact that, Reebok makes white socks, and you express that, and then all your friends stop buying Reebok socks, they'll stop making them shits, yo.
Yeah.
If Reebok doesn't sell a single sock again because they're making white ones, guess what?
Yeah.
They're not making any more white socks.
Yeah, facts.
They're only going to start making.
Facts.
But you know what? They come out like, you guys, ankle socks are still cool, right?
Yeah.
Ankle socks are still cool. All right, we got the crew socks and we got the ankle socks, and they're all black.
Yeah.
Or gray, or like an off. That's just the name of the game.
Yeah, you gotta be able to stick to your guns if you feel that way.
Exactly. And Netflix is sticking to their guns. Imagine they double down and put out like another one that's even worse.
Yeah. Like what I think is like kind of really important about a company like Netflix kind of sticking to their guns on this and sticking with Dave Chappelle and being like, no, we support this artist and what he brings to the table. Like, I think that by them holding to it and seeing that 2 people storm the office, 2 people were like outraged, it just goes to show you that there aren't really in real life that many people that outraged about a lot of things that the media tries to make you think we're outraged about.
Oh, 100%.
Nobody really gave a shit.
That's how we got Latinx.
Yeah, yo, facts. Nobody really, it's not that serious. Like most of the people in that community were not offended.
Nope.
Let's just say what it is. Everybody advocating is not even in that community. That's why I'm like, yo, I don't understand. Like that story that I told like episodes back. I don't remember which one it was. I wish I knew. I'd link it in the description. But a lady where I was working got mad. This was a middle-aged Caucasian woman gets mad at me and my other friend, both of us Hispanic American men, that were talking about how we've had a kind of racist thing said to us or stuff like that because we were speaking Spanish or because people just didn't want, us around with that part of our culture in there. And we were laughing about it and joking, sharing stories. This lady came over and thought she had the right to tell me that I need to be offended. How dare I allow that to occur? And I was like, excuse me? I'm sorry. You're telling me when I need to and not to be offended?
It's ridiculous.
What are you talking about? And this is this is like dead ass. At least I would say it's got to be half of the people that go out and cause all this outrage. They're not even parts of the communities that they're inciting these riots about. It's like, what are you trying to stir the pot or like light a fire and then step back and watch us all kill each other?
People definitely
get out of here.
They feed off of fucking drama and shit. So people love to be a fucking like a soldier for something.
Yeah, get out of here with that shit, man.
Especially now with the power of the internet, because you're a soldier of whatever it is, whether you're like you're religious or you're supporting a certain group. You're like a soldier for them, right? And it's even easier to be at war now because where's the battlefield? It's on the internet.
Facts. Yeah, of course.
That's where the battlefield is.
Of course.
And you really don't. You have the anonymousness of sitting behind your keyboard and being whoever you essentially would like to be. Put whatever avatar you want in there, make your handle whatever you want, and then now you're that person, right?
Yeah, man. The anonymity is what allows people to think that they can really say this wild shit. That it's crazy.
Damn, crazy.
Yo, it's wild. But yo, shout out to everybody that's jumping in the chat, man. That's coming back to the chat, man. We love y'all. I know that we had some issues in the beginning. We back.
Yeah, no,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back in full effect. Whole nother camera later.
Yeah, a whole nother kid. Look, we got backup cameras on top of cameras. If a camera goes down or camera don't work, we got more cameras.
Yeah.
If a cable goes down, we got more cables. If a light goes down, we got more lights.
If a host goes down, well, if this camera goes down, we have no more cameras.
If I go down, Berto's still here.
Yeah,
the show must go on.
It's like I split and I just pop up on the other side.
Facts.
You only need half of me anyways, right?
No.
The other half of me would be on that side to be totally appropriate.
Yo, be perfect, bro. Just don't let me like go into like cardiac arrest or something.
Call
somebody.
I would,
and then keep going.
Yeah, I would call somebody and I would keep going. I never fucking drop. It's like the fucking news. You never stop rolling.
Yo, Mark, what's good? What's good?
What up, Mark? Damn, I wanted to talk about that Cincinnati police officer.
I want to hear about that as well.
So, all right, well, let me, I ran out of fucking printing paper, guys, okay? So I have to look at my notes on my phone, okay? So if you're wondering why I keep looking at my phone, it's not the chat I'm looking at.
He had one job.
Tell him what I printed the last shit on.
Bro, this guy printed, I printed a really nice copy with a nice letterhead and stuff, everything broken down, but he added some incredible topics to that. So because of that, he printed a recop, like a new copy, which I was like, this is fucking great. That shit was printed on the back of like some old homework dittos.
It was on the back of my old college like homework.
His old college homework. That shit was like from 2017 or some shit, right?
Bro, I pulled that out of a drawer and I was like, and I just put the papers in upside down in the printer. I just printed on the back of them because I ran out of paper.
Yeah, listen, man. Sometimes you gotta make it happen,
I made the necessary sacrifice so for us to have our our topics printed. Had I known that you were going to bring yours, and I wouldn't have wasted the extra paper. But essentially, the headline says, and this is from Fox19.com if anybody's interested, Cincinnati police officer under investigation after allegedly shelving rape DNA test results. Prosecutor says.
Oh, wait, so he was hiding DNA results? So
after I read the art, this title is kind of misleading in my opinion because I read the article, and it kind of seems like he just wasn't doing his job. Like, he just didn't follow through with anything. And, it wasn't that he was hiding anything. He just wasn't doing any policing. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't doing any policing.
Like, he just wasn't doing his job.
Yo, he just wasn't. Yo, but that's deeper than not doing his job. Because this happens to be a job where these are women that are potential victims of rape. And he was acting like the rape DNA wasn't a big deal.
Listen.
And he was just throwing it to the side. Like, that's the whole case. That's how you get the sick fuck that did that to that poor woman.
Yeah, I'm just painting the picture that the article displays.
Yeah, no, I'm yelling at that guy.
Oh, okay. I'm like, listen, man, I can't
it's not you.
make it any other way.
That prosecutor catch these hands.
And if you read the, as a part of the plea deal, he called a plea deal. He pleaded guilty. As a part of the plea deal, he'll resign from the police department. He's going to get a plea deal to a misdemeanor second degree, and he's just
a misdemeanor second degree. What?
Oh, what's the charge?
Yeah,
the charge is a second degree dereliction of duty. Dereliction of duty. But he gets a misdemeanor. That's a goddamn felony. No, that's obstruction of justice. That's all kinds of interfering in a police deal. That's wild. I don't know how he got the. But you know how I don't know how the fuck they get the plea deal. But
wow,
you know how that is, bro.
Wow. Yeah, yo, we could touch on that real quick if you want to talk about the disrespect that we both suffered in the hands of the court system. You know, like showing up, whether it's traffic court or what. You can't say shit. The lawyer gets to go wherever they want. They come in some side door. They laughing. They talking. I try to stand up, and some motherfucker with a gun comes over talking about, hey, sit down.
Stand up, motherfucker. Try to use your phone.
And I'm like, what?
Try to use your phone and see what happens. Ain't no phones in here. What? When that rule was made up there, what phones didn't exist?
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? That ain't in the Constitution. Don't make me get Long Island audit in here and make your ass sit down.
Start recording you. No, I don't want to get. I'm sure there is some fucking law that you can't record, and it probably makes sense if we listen to the statute. But it doesn't matter. I want to talk about, because you just mentioned it, the fucking traffic court. Traffic court is the one. Criminal court, I'll give it to you. You know, they could do whatever the fuck they want. But
what do you mean they could do whatever the fuck they want?
They could do whatever they want in the sense of like in the sense of how they like let people in and make deals.
How come they get to do that?
Because I don't think it's as serious. I guess they can't do what they want, but I want to just get. I don't even want to talk about it because I want to just get into the traffic court. Okay. So I kind of just said that to just step away from saying like, all right, I'm not gonna talk about criminal
bad segue.
Court.
Make me want to bring it back up. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I'm not trying to take any away of your freedoms. I'm just trying to get straight to traffic court because when you go to traffic court, they don't even give a fuck what charge you're getting. Only thing they care about is how much money you're paying. As long as you're paying like the right amount of money, you could get out of there. Yeah. And they'll say, well, all right, what do you want? You want to run a stop sign or you want to?
Yeah, I told that. Remember that story I told you when they gave me a traffic circle ticket?
Yeah. Did we talk about that on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about it again.
Go ahead. Short and sweet. They gave me the short version.
The short version, I got a goddamn speeding ticket. And when I showed up, it was mad expensive. And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't bring that with me. I don't have that. They sent me to some little cashier on the side. This dude is just looking up shit on the computer. He's like, all right, you got this much. I was like, I can't pay that. I can't pay that speeding ticket. This guy's like, how much you got? I said, what? He said, how much you got? I was like, $150. He just looked up shit that was $150 and was like, $150. Failed to yield in a traffic circle. Do you plead guilty? I was like, what? I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, pay $150. And
How wild is that,
and that's
bro?
the ticket I got, bro. I was doing like 80 on the service road. I ended
Bro,
up
can you
getting
imagine
that.
they looked that up and then they're like, bro, there's not even a traffic circle within 30 miles of where you got pulled over. What the fuck is this?
Nah, bro.
How do they just reassign a different crime to you? It's not a crime or infraction. How do they just assign a different infraction to you?
Bro, that's it. That's just, it's a money grab. That's what it's about. It's not about.
Isn't that fucking mind-blowing?
Did you remember in the traffic court system a while back when they could you remember, if you get like a brake light ticket or you get a ticket for something that's equipment related?
The fix-it tickets?
Oh, that must be it's probably screensaver, right?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
So we what was I saying?
You were talking about the fix-it tickets.
Oh yeah, the fix-it tickets. When the tickets like, let's say you get something like a brake light out, if you get it repaired within like 48 hours and then you go to or 24 hours, whatever it is, and you go to the precinct, you show it to them, you show them proof, they check the equipment, they sign off, and you're good, and then they expunge the ticket. Well, they had a bunch like that. They have the ones for brake lights, headlights, all that kind of shit.
Windshields.
Yeah, they could do like a windshield crack or something, like tinted windows, that kind of stuff. Like if you take the tint off, they'll drop the ticket. So I did that, and then I ended up repairing it, getting it signed off, no problem. I go to the county clerk's office or whatever, the traffic court place, and I go to tell them, I show it to them, they still charge me $35.
Oh, this the court fee, right?
Yeah, they said this is a service fee. I said, a service fee? I said, I repaired the equipment that I got the ticket for. So I was complaining and stuff. And I'm like, come on. And I'm like, I know this isn't you. I said, but this is crazy. So I'm like, all right, I paid. Some hood dude was behind me and starts getting himself hyped up and starts trying to like incite the room. Like, yeah, $35. That's bullshit. He's like, and I'm like, wait, what? I ain't with this guy. I'm like, what the? He's like, this man shouldn't have to pay that $35. That's bullshit. He was like all old and like standing up and shit. I was like, oh no.
He was going in on your behalf?
He was holding me down, but I was like, I don't need that now. They about to lock us up. Like, stop doing that. They think we're together. Like, shut up. I don't know you. Like, sit your ass down. I don't know what you're talking about. So I leave. Bro, believe it or not, like, 3 months later, I get a letter in the mail saying that they're reimbursing my $35 because it was found by the Supreme Court that these fees are unconstitutional to be still charging me $35 after I repaired it. They paid everybody back their money. New York State was doing some grimy ass shit. They could give you any bogus ticket. And even if it's bullshit, it gets thrown out, you still got to pay $35? That's crazy. You'll be giving everybody tickets for everything. People jaywalking tickets when they're laying in the park. He wasn't jaywalking. He was asleep in the grass. Oh, well, sorry, $35. Yeah, we'll throw it out. $35, though. That's crazy.
What's wild?
You probably got caught with that.
I didn't get no $35. No, I never beat one of them. I never get one dropped. I get every single one. The closest I ever got to getting one drop was one time I got a guy gave me 2 exhaust tickets because I had 2 tailpipes, which doesn't make any fucking sense, right? And so get this, guys. If any automotive enthusiasts are listening to us right now, this is a 4-cylinder car, right? 4-cylinder car, 1 manifold comes off of it, 4 pipes come into 1. At some point down the line, they split into 2. So it's not like a V8 that has 2 sides or like a V6 that has 2 sides and 2 exhausts.
Correct.
Mine's a 4-cylinder, but it's just it's aesthetics.
Cuatro.
It's aesthetics. And they were like, nope, 2 exhaust tips, 2 tickets. He gave me a ticket. His partner gave me a ticket.
Little bitch boys. I can't stand that.
This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever fucking seen. And I go to court, and you know what happens? They're like, well, it's $300 a piece, but we'll cut you a deal. We'll do it for $300. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. One of these are bogus. And they're like, well, if we drop it, it's $300, or if we give you the deal, it's $300. So it's the same thing.
Because it was all about the total.
Because it's all about
it was all
the
about
total.
The check, son.
Which is definitely, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous. But that's how traffic court is, bro.
It's so
traffic
corrupt,
court
bro.
is the craziest money grab. I don't know. That's why I try to stay away from it. I have I have a ticket from 2017 that they've just been pushing back.
Of course, bro.
They've just been pushing it back. I'm not pushing it back. I keep getting letters in the mail like, nope, we're going to change your date. I finally have my date coming up in November from 2017.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there. No one's going to fucking know what happened.
They're just going to be like, pay us $150.
Yeah.
And you're going to be
that's
like,
exactly
what?
what's going to happen.
The fuck are you talking about? Why am I paying anybody?
Or I'm going to show up there and, maybe the police officer isn't this guy probably isn't even working anymore. This is like 25% of his career. He might be retired at this point. It's been so long.
Yeah. He might have lost his job for abusing civilians by this point. Who the fuck knows?
This guy was a highway guy.
Who the fuck knows?
Only thing he's doing is costing people a ton of money. But it's crazy, man. Do you hear about the one of the judges who's sentencing the Capitol rioters is saying that they got to start upping the sentences because people are getting like bullshit sentences. They're getting like 14 to 45 days for like storming the Capitol.
Yikes! I'm pretty sure that the Patriot Act in some kind of clause says if somebody storms a government building, you can damn well put his ass in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, there should be like a public beheading, right?
I mean, public beheading.
Okay, maybe public.
I'm more for like stoning.
Stoning?
No, I'm just
a tar and feather? What's the one when they tie you to the horse?
Oh no, that's what happens when you lose. Like when you come from the wrong country and you lose in the Olympics, drag your ass behind a horse all the way up the block.
Yo, more than 650 people were charged. That's crazy. That's a lot of fucking people.
That is a lot of people. Definitely, they could have used those guys at Netflix.
Yeah, if the employees at Netflix had half as much balls as the guys who stormed the fucking Capitol, the Dave Chappelle special would not be up.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, them two girls should have hit that dude with the horns, with the horns and the fur. He would have had Dave Chappelle taking off that shit same night.
That dude had the Braveheart face painting on, bro.
Bro, that dude, that picture is damn near fucking iconic. Yo, I can't front,
bro.
It's terrible that I don't agree with what they did at all, but goddamn, if that picture didn't look crazy, it looked like another time period. It looked like some kind of wild shit in the future where the streets are just overrun with savages and shit.
It looked like some movie shit.
Yeah, it was,
that's
bro.
Some real that's some third world country shit.
Yeah, bro.
People storming the Capitol. The judge is trying to push for like 18 months on people, which is still like I'm not a proponent for like, more jail time, but fuck me, that's not that long. You get more than that for carrying around a gun with no bullets in New York.
Yeah, that's true. Shit, you get that much for just carrying some bullets in New York.
Yeah,
with no gun.
That's
like you can
crazy.
just throw them at somebody.
You just
you ain't even got a gun. If you just got bullets in New York, you going to jail.
I knew a guy with a slingshot that got more time than that. Are you kidding me?
He's like, yo, this is a lighter. He's like, I don't care. Looks like a gun. Hands behind your back.
You get more time than that for selling Gucci bags on Canal Street.
Yo, you know they're back.
The Gucci bags on Canal
Street's
back to popping?
They're back. Yo, I was in Chinatown too. And that's when I ran into, shout out China Mac, ran into my guy Wohop. But anyway, I'm walking down the street and I was like relieved to see like the old school shit back. Like people they had bags laying on the sidewalk. They're coming up to you like, yo, how much you want? You like this bag? Like opening the coats and shit. I was like, yo, old school New York, man. I was like, New York needs to come back, needs a little resurgence. It's sad out there now, man.
Anybody try to sell you a plastic Rolex?
No, I was fucking sad. I was trying to stunt on But we should do a fucking tattoo reveal one of these days. My new shit and your new shit.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we got some new ink in the last few weeks.
And I'm back up again next month. You know what? I always forget how much I hate being tattooed until like the first 10 minutes I'm in the chair. And then I say to myself, oh,
here we go. 4 hours of this.
I fucking hate this. I forgot I fucking hated this. Why do I do this to myself?
Yeah, you sit in the chair and you're like, here we go. Set myself up for 5 hours of fronting like this shit don't hurt.
And I want you guys, if you guys never been tattooed, I'm going to tell you something. It fucking hurts.
It hurts.
It starts off hurting and then it goes down and then it ramps the fuck back up.
Yeah.
I got tattooed last week. Was it last week? Yeah, I got tattooed last week. Right under, like, up into my fucking
in this
armpit,
fucking spot
right here.
This guy's a psychopath.
This is the fucking. It's one of the gnarliest places. I like when you listen, ladies and gentlemen. When you start getting into the armpit, when I tell you, it's like a pain you've never felt before. It hurts so much. Like the closer it gets to the armpit, that it was unbelievable. I was right at the fucking. I told the guy, and I hadn't even been tattooed for that long. Like this was like a 5-hour session, like 4 hours and change. And I fucking at like hour number 4, I told this guy, I was like, this spot right here I'm not gonna tap out, but this spot makes me want to tap out. Like I wanted nothing more than for this to be over. Like if he would have told me, you know what, let's finish up next week, I would have got up from that fucking table and walked. And
you're like, yep, good idea.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that like this is gonna be on me forever.
Yeah, man, tattooing, that shit hurts.
And I signed up for it again next month. But this appointment I've had even longer. I've had this appointment for a really long time. So I'm super excited about it. But it is you know what one guy once told me, one tattoo artist once told me? He said, it hurts when women give birth. He goes, but they keep having babies.
You ain't never lie. I don't know a single person that had a baby and said, I'm going to do this again. They're all like, never again, until they forget what that was like.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, babe, you want to have another baby?
That's exactly what getting tattooed is like.
Facts.
So you forget about it, and then next thing you know, it's like, maybe I'll get another tattoo. You start finding space on your skin. It's like, oh, I need one here.
Bro, tell me about it. Shit, nothing ever looks finished.
Nothing.
Nothing ever looks finished. I got tattooed on my forearm right here. Y'all can't really see it, but
How long has it been now? It's been recently, but
this is like probably like 3 weeks.
okay.
Probably something like that. Probably like 3 weeks.
Healed up nice.
I like it, I'm happy with it. So yeah, but that shit did hurt a little bit, but
All right. We gotta talk about Robert Durst because he's in the fucking title. You're more well versed in this gentleman than I am, so I'll let you have at it.
Robert Durst is, he comes from a very wealthy, affluent family in New York City. They're a massive real estate family. They own tons of commercial property. They own a lot of, properties by the water, a lot of warehouse space, a lot of stuff that commands a high premium. So I preface this story because this man has been accused of at least 3 murders in the past, and kind of they all just went away.
He was suspected of these 3 murders for 40 years.
Yeah, they all just kind of went away. And it was a very weird thing. I mean, there was a documentary I saw years ago, and there's a docuseries on, is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It's called The Jinx.
Yeah.
The Jinx, the life and deaths of Robert Durst. Just to preface this with what the crimes were that he was accused of. He was he was accused of killing his longtime confidant, Susan Berman, inside her Los Angeles home in 2000. Damn, I thought there was but there was more than that because there was also his neighbor and somebody else. I thought I wrote it down, but there we go. That's just goes to show you what happens when you write shitty notes. But we also have more information about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he was accused of these things, and it was weird. Like his mental health was called into question, I believe, if I'm recalling this documentary correctly, I saw years ago. But I recommend checking out this Jinx, the Jinx, the life and deaths of Robert Durst, because it's just so crazy to me. Because I think it really sheds light and gives a new perspective to the concept of affluency in this and the access you have in this country to certain levels of immunity
When you got money.
when you have money and when your family has influence.
40 years.
Yeah,
40
I mean-
years he was the suspect. And he only been sentenced to life for that one. For that
Yeah.
one murder. The other 2 murders he still hasn't been sentenced for. Or
And-
no, I don't think they found anybody for.
None. It's funny because like these haven't even been solved. It's not like they found somebody. It's like, nah, the prime suspect just kind of fell by the wayside, and it's so strange, man. It's crazy, and like it was multiple times. It's like, it just speaks to these when you see these billionaire kids and stuff like that. These billionaires have kids, they have sons, they have whatever, and a lot of them just end up being like these burdens on society and these fucking bums and these losers and shit.
Yeah.
They just all like they drive the family business into the ground, or they don't do anything, or they just fucking always getting locked up. And it's just this sense of entitlement, I feel like, with a lot of people that come from money, and then not everybody, of course, because I know some very decent people that come from that kind of shit. But it's just it's almost scary in a lot of ways, because it's very apparent to them that life is different for them. Life is very different for a regular everyday guy that comes from a regular family versus a
That's
guy
somebody who has generational wealth.
generational
You know who
wealth.
doesn't have generational wealth and is also like not
Like untouchable.
Well, this guy's not on the run anymore, or I guess he never was in a run. But the Gabby Petito's boyfriend and possibly alleged killer.
Yeah.
How has this guy still not been fucking found?
I mean, it's crazy. I actually have a little bit of a story on him, kind of an update, so to speak. He actually.
The autopsy report came out that she died of strangulation.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't read much into that. Do you have any more on that?
That's what I have right there.
That's what you got. That's
Yep.
everything.
You know what that was?
What's that?
The headline.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean, it's not much, else I could, read into it, died of strangulation.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't know if they were like big hands, small hands. That probably would have helped, but
I saw a specialist, a guy that's a specialist, like a survival guy. He was talking about where he potentially could be, like, and what he thinks may have happened to him. He says he thinks it's one of three things. Now, I want everybody to listen close to these potential three things. This guy said either he's had help.
is this dog the fucking bounty hunter?
He said either he's had help, he's dead, or he's just blending in. I was like, wow, y'all should have called me, because that ain't no kind of special, but that's the only three things that could be fucking happening.
Was that an expert opinion?
It was an expert, survival expert. Some guy that where you surviving, bro? Because I could survive where you're surviving at with that kind of shit.
That guy's surviving in Calabasas with that fucking mentality.
Yeah, bro, I'm putting it on my resume. Survival expert. Because I was like, I thought those things too.
I thought that you were going to tell me he's like, he could be in these areas.
Yeah, I
And
thought
then-
he was going to be like, depends on his skills. He might be up in a tree. He might have learned to whittle sticks or something and make like a hut off the ground above the people searching for it. Like, I was like, that's what you told me. I thought you were going to tell me how you found a fishing hook that he made, handmade fishing hook and
I
shit.
thought you were asking to tell me that they had seen him somewhere. You think he's still in Florida? You
shit.
think he's even in the States?
I mean, I don't know where he's at. I think he's somewhere not comfortable. He's somewhere 100% hiding.
Yeah.
You
How
know?
long? You hear these stories about dudes who hide for like 50 years and then they're just like, you know what?
That ain't no life, bro.
Yeah, I get
That ain't no life, bro. Every time you go somewhere, it's like people that that just stay in beef. It's like
Yeah.
that's no life. Every time you go to the store, every time you go to the deli, every time you go here, you go there. Yeah. You just always think somebody's after you. It's just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody slammed the car door too hard and motherfuckers ducking and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, just
You got to go move to Venezuela. Can you get me a seltzer out of there, buddy? If you don't mind. If you be so kind, should I move the table and fuck the set?
Nah, you're the one that fucked up the table, bro. Look at that.
I appreciate you.
2-pack.
You gave me two. This is super nice of you.
No, come on. Son.
I just think
I'm
it's
I'm here to give gifts, yo.
No, I appreciate you. I just think it's crazy. Not the fact that they haven't found him, the fact that he's still hiding. Like the fact that they haven't found him. Like the FBI. Like we find everybody. And this guy motherfucker's in her house.
I mean, I think he just had he had a really, really good head start. That's a big difference. That's a big deal. Like, because, it expands the perimeter where the police, like the vicinity where it's possible you may be. Where it's possible you may be. You know what I'm saying?
Did that pick that up?
The camera did.
I just burped. Justin gave me a wild look like he heard it in his butthole or something.
I hear it, just seen you blow it out like a bong rip. Like, what the fuck was
That's
that?
not how you blow your burps out.
I don't blow them out.
Ooh, you swallow those puppies.
No, I
And
just
also-
let them escape. I don't be blowing them around.
Oh, okay.
Saying hookah, bro.
Yeah, real quick. Anybody in the chat, do you guys blow your burps out after you burp? Do you give it a quick, get that burp out? Or what? What's your technique? Or do you just let it out slowly like Justin does?
Blowing it out. That's new to me.
I throw my burps like I fart. I just put them out, push them out,
Sound like my mom talking about throwing farts.
Yeah.
Tirando peo.
peo. That's where it comes from.
Facts, yo.
Let's see what else I got. I don't even want to. Oh my God. The videos of North Korea, like doing their like, they were doing some kind of like they have like a festival going on and they were like doing
It ain't a festival. Let's get it right.
That was a part of their.
Let's get it right. Ain't nobody allowed to attend a festival in North Korea.
They were having a show.
They were having a show that they were all forced to attend or else to get executed.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's keep it a stack. It was North Korea?
Yes.
All right. You sure?
It's the only place that does wild shit like this.
All right.
So they're like, they were showing showing off their soldiers and to like show off their soldiers' skills. They were doing the wildest shit. Like people were holding up cinder blocks and they were just running into the shits and just breaking them with their heads. They were just laying on their backs with cinder blocks on their stomach, and somebody was hitting the cinder block with a hammer, like a sledgehammer, just breaking it. Yo. One guy was wrapped up like Houdini in fucking chains. And he just broke out of them like the Incredible Hulk. And in my mind, I'm like, what is the fucking relevance of any of this? Your soldiers do not need to know how to break bricks with their heads. This isn't the fucking 30s where people are still fighting with their hands.
Nobody's throwing bricks anywhere.
I would be way more impressed if you guys like flew a helicopter or something like that. Yeah. That's more impressive than you breaking. This guy was wrapped up in chains, bro. He had like a gut and everything. He wasn't even in good shape. I'm not in good shape, so I wouldn't have my shirt off breaking through chains either. You know why? Because it's unbelievable. But if the fucking Rock did it, it would be kind of impressive. They had a dude built like me. They had a dude that literally had 3 kids and he was tired of it. And they had him wrapped up with chains. And he broke out of the chains. And everybody, everybody's fake laughing and fake clapping and shit, acting like they're impressed by this, because if not, they'll be executed tomorrow in the fucking town square. God, North Korea is a wild place. Fuck. It's just the craziest shit. And how we get it's also unbelievable too, because who the fuck leaked that to us, You know
who I want to see, whose take I want to see on that?
Well, who?
That girl that was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, the North Korean girl?
I want her to defect, the one that got away.
Yeah.
I want her to explain what those type of events are like, because I'm sure that she's had to attend them as a kid and shit.
It would be super, super interesting.
Yeah.
It's just that North Korea is just like another world, It's literally like just another.
It is. And then people walking around here talking about we ain't free.
Well, that's what we talked about this on the phone the other day.
I'm like, okay, we ain't free. Come on, son.
We got a lot of time to complain about fuck shit because we're not worried about like a tiger coming into the fucking house and eating us, or we're not worried about where our next meal is going to come from. We got a lot of time to fuck off and, tell you what you got to call us, because we just have time.
Yeah, that's all we got. It's time.
If you need to go to we have readable food at the grocery store. You just go and you buy it. If you don't have any money, guess what? The government will give you money to buy food. So for the most part,
they'll give you, there's limits on what you can buy and shit. Like,
you can't buy cigarettes with that. Listen, when I was a kid, you could buy anything on that thing. You go to the bodega and they would charge cigarettes. I've seen people get cigarettes, Dutches, and like unlimited Arizonas with that EBT card.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, at the liquor store on Lowell by where I lived at,
they take EBT.
Bro, it's lit up in the window.
That's food stamps. EBT's food stamps for anybody who doesn't know.
And as far as I knew, you ain't supposed to be able to use EBT at the liquor store.
Nah.
How you going to use EBT at the liquor store?
They just charge you a little more and swipe that motherfucker.
That's my motherfucking tax money. That's my tax money.
I don't even want to get into that aspect.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You drinking motherfucking vodka sodas or whatever the fuck? Give me a round 2.
On me.
On me, bro. What else you got?
Dude, I got a fucking mess load of shit. Just because I went like all around my I picked the best stories first. I got that dude who rented the fucking cobras to kill his wife. I'm never gonna get over that.
Yeah,
like,
shit's amazing.
Dude, just leave her, bro. Why you gotta fucking rent a posse of fucking killer cobras? You didn't even get the fucking job done. Now look at you going to jail, pendejo.
You know what? Something that's crazy that I saw that I was reading about from Vice News.
Go ahead.
Vice News wrote a story about something that I had no idea was even occurring. It's been going on for like the last 2 decades. So
Vice be putting me on to shit that I've never heard of.
Yeah. So like 10 to 20 years this has been going on, which I was completely unaware. And now apparently it's possibly picked up a little bit. That's how they made it seem.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
There's something going on that they call the it's like the
All right.
back on
Yeah.
live right now.
Yeah.
Goddamn, y'all, this is Masters of None, episode 48. I don't remember what I was talking about right before we got kind of clipped from y'all, and we apologize.
You were talking about you had mentioned it to me on the drive here. I don't remember either.
The woolly mammoth thing.
Yeah. All right. The gold rush, woolly mammoth shit.
So they're calling it the woolly mammoth gold rush. So apparently there's an area in Siberia where every year there's some melting going on of like some kind of ice up there, some kind of glacial area, I imagine. And it's uncovering like $50 million plus annually in tusks from woolly mammoths that have become a really big commodity on the black market. So
What are they doing with like woolly mammoth tusk?
who knows, man? I mean, at this point, that shit is like a goddamn fossil or some shit. You know what I mean? So I just found it crazy that this is just a thing that's going on, and I had no idea about it. Like, I never heard anything about it.
I hope they're not like rushing now, the melting. Like this dude's out there with heat guns trying to get this fucking
Yeah, right? There's
trying to
dudes
melt
out.
this shit faster.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's possible.
100%.
But
That's it.
we wanted to jump back in and just let you guys know, man, we're out of here. We a couple issues tonight, and we apologize for that, but it's coming back stronger. It's coming back better, and this will all be worked out by the next episode. We gave you guys 2 this week, so please thumbs up, like the video, hit the bell for notifications. But first, before you do all that, hit that subscribe button. So that's really what we need you guys to do. Share it with your friends, share it on social media, and we love y'all. That's episode 48, Masters of None. We're out.